We are having 5-4 score for North America, if I'm correct.
Yeah, 5-4. And now it comes down to me.
Yeah.
Will NA win or will we tie?
So we should like make the how happy Nyoken is test, and then we will know. So okay, but we can go directly to the game, and we will see what will be this. Of course, the matchup is the best. We save the best for you at the end. It's like the good host is saving the good wine at the for the end of the mm, of the party. Then we are keeping like the best matchup at the, for the end. So this will be Terran versus Terran. Of course, Nyoken Super Gosu Terran from USA, but I don't know a lot about Fly Mio. Is he some kind of Gosu or just a regular good Terran? Did you know him before you played against him?
I didn't know him. I didn't know who I was going to play because Dynot I was supposed to play Dynot, and then he couldn't play. And then Ultra actually held a tournament last night between a few people to see who was going to play me, and Fly Mio won. I guess that means he's a pretty good Terran. I actually looked him up on Starlog because I had never heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is pretty decent. So should be a fun match.
Okay, so Crown and Scepter, Scepter, Scepter,
Yeah, Scepter.
Scepter. Okay, so now you can teach me English also. So it would be really good for me to stream with Mr. Nyoken. Okay, so we are ready to start the last probably decider match of the North America versus South America. This is 5-4 for North America, and if North America will win, they will be the continental world champions probably because they
Yeah, I
already
want
won
to
with Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to point out this map again. I don't know if you showed it yesterday, but now that I know about this reveal entire map button, the mineral onlys at the top middle and bottom right. What, what is that? Like I actually like this map. It looks like Fighting Spirit, but I'm confused by this.
Yeah, this is like pretty unbalanced. It looks like that there are minerals
Yeah,
only on one side of the map. I don't
yes.
understand why it's there.
I think I would actually like it if the map maker would just add these mineral onlys to the side bases, the other side of the map. This would be a pretty cool map. And I was actually thinking about this earlier. Has there ever been a map where there are mineral onlys, but has there ever been a base that's a gas only? I was thinking, what if I know this is so similar to Fighting Spirit. People will say like, well, if it's so similar to Fighting Spirit, why don't we just play Fighting Spirit? But what if you changed these mineral onlys to like literally a gas only? All you do is mine gas there.
Huh,
That's an
it will be
idea, maybe.
interesting. And we would see hidden expansion in ZVZ maybe. Oh, it's in the middle, but yeah, it will be definitely interesting. Especially if Protoss would get this gas against Zerg, he would have possibility to make out of High Templars and Archons. So yeah, it is definitely an idea, and if you would have to put assimilators or gas, how does it called, Vespin geysers, then you should put it 4 of them, not only 2. I think.
Yeah. So I can talk a little bit about my build. I played Flash, the real Flash, about a month and a half ago,
Oh,
and I got crushed. But the build he used was I used to actually play one factory, one starport. That was my favorite build. And what he did was he went one factory, expand into starport. So that's what I end up going here. It's a very versatile build. And I felt like I talked about this earlier that in my experience versus a lot of South American players, they're pretty aggressive. And I felt like if I just play a safe build,
yeah.
get my econ going, then I'll be in a good spot. On top of it, by getting this Wraith, you don't have to actually deal damage with it. You can just fly into their base, scout what they're doing, and evaluate how you want to respond.
So you are able to make factory, then expansion, and then starport after that, and you are safe almost against everything if you have correct scouting, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of vulnerable early to Vulture attacks, Goliath. like a Goliath drop or like 2-port Wraith, you're kind of vulnerable there. So you have to be kind of careful. You have to play pretty defensive. But that was my idea going into it, was just play defensive. And right now I'm scouting the left side. I see bottom, he's not bottom left, and I'm already not happy about it because, as we talked about, there's extra minerals on the right side of the map. If it goes into the late game, he's just flat out gonna have more money than me.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
already not happy.
Oh, and now I realize that I wouldn't be happy against the Terran if it would be the map split situation on this map.
Yeah,
Also.
so as you see, we got Fly Mio. He's going for 2-fact. Of course, I don't know what he's doing. I still haven't scouted him yet, but I had a good feeling that it was probably going to be aggressive. He's got 1 Marine. When I see him floating this Rax, well, I guess I'll wait for myself to see it, but yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry.
Yeah, but you are seeing that the barracks. But what can you read after seeing the barracks? Because this is pretty normal that the barracks are floating, right?
Yes. Yeah, so we see the Vulture, we see the Marine. I have my command center down. Instantly, I put down a bunker because if he was going to tank push me, he wouldn't have built this Vulture. So I feel like right now, it's either going to be a Vulture all in, or it's going to be 2-port, or something like that. So I immediately get the bunker. I don't want to die to rallied Vultures. I actually kill his Vulture. That's an
Yeah,
actually
that was really something, because you cut it and you was able to oh, very nice scouting with the Vulture, and now you see that you are facing 2 factories, probably Vultures right now, right?
Yeah, now I see it. So now I know exactly what's coming. I have my SCV already in position. I instantly built a depot, and I'm thinking about building a barracks to complete this wall, because Vultures are not going to kill a bunker. And my command center's already done. He hasn't even started his. So really, I know that if I just live here, it's going to be so difficult for me to just lose this game. On top of it, I'm building tanks to begin with. My tank count is even going to be higher. But this barracks I put down was so close.
Yeah, because he would like to skip your bunker and just go to your main base, and this barracks like help you a lot, I think.
Yeah, I actually got really lucky to put it down right there. He easily could have gotten by, but my tank is out. I would have just held position on the ramp if he had gotten in. But now I feel like I'm in just like a phenomenal spot. I have my factory. You know, I still have the barracks floating in his base, but now this 1 Wraith, if it wasn't there, well, I can pick off his barracks. I can go kill his SCV at the natural if it's building a command center. And actually killing this barracks in the early game when you're facing a build like this from Fly Mio,
Yeah.
a lot of Terran players, when they know they're going to lose their barracks, they just spam a bunch of factories immediately because they don't want to have to wait to build factories because they might get contained because their unit count is too low. But when you do that, that opens you up for a few minutes where your tank count is going to be extremely low, and I can set up a huge contain on you, and then you're kind of screwed.
And he would probably have to skip his command center in the same time, so it would be probably also very...
he would have to skip something. Either he's going to have to skip units, or he's going to have to skip his command center. If he skips units, I set up a contain. If he skips his command center, well, I'm just going to win because my economy is so much bigger. It's really a bad scenario when you lose your barracks this fast. Yeah, now that my barracks has been pushed out, I'm just taking this Wraith, see what's going on. Terrans, a lot of the time when they're behind, they'll try and double expand to get back into the game. Terrans are so hard to bust when they have big tank lines that if you can hide a base, you can definitely get back into the game very quickly.
Oh, so that's why the right can be used as a Corsair in PvZ, just for scouting purposes, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can think of it exactly as a Corsair, but it can actually kill SCVs if there's no defense.
Oh yeah. That's definitely something, and 3 factories are coming from you, Mr. Nyoken, against 2. So right now you already have the advantage in the tanks. So and this barracks you started helped you because you was able to rebuild it much quicker.
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about spamming a bunch of factories because my second factory is already done. And now, right now, all I'm thinking about is getting into a good spot with my tanks where I don't get contained. I know he was on 2 factories for a long time. I'm only on 1. He could have contained me. But luckily for me, he hasn't gotten into position yet. I don't think he has. I'm not sure if he has siege mode. But really, all you're looking to do is set up your own tank line. Don't get contained. Take the map. And if you can, draw the other Terran out of position so you can contain them.
And I think this like two entrances like giving some more openings in TVT, because there are two ways of entering the third base of your opponent. So this map, I think it's a little bit different than Fighting Spirit in TVT, right? Or it's like completely the same?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. Like you said, there are two openings. You do have to, if you're going to contain someone, you do have to make a slightly bigger contain. But overall, the map layout is very, very similar. And right now that I have a huge tank count, what Flash did to me and what lost me the game was what he did, a 4 Vulture drop. I unsieged all of my tanks, and I went back into my main, and he scanned to see if I unsieged. And once he noticed all my tanks were out of position, he just set up a massive contain on me. And once you get contained as Terran, it's so hard to break out of, especially since I have a Wraith for vision and he does not.
Yeah, so that was very smart play. He like used 4 vultures. Oh, that's why you are making this 4 vultures drop. Oh, and he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're gonna see me unsiege. I'm gonna go move into position, and look at all of his tanks. They're all back into his main. I'm gonna set up contain on him.
Oh, I don't know how these tanks did survive it.
Yeah, now that I have a huge contain, or coming for a huge contain, I'm gonna be in a very favorable position. You see, I've scanned to make sure that there's nothing there.
Yeah, you can kill these two tanks easily.
Yeah. Now I have 6 tanks here. I actually pushed a little far. You don't need to push this far, because now he would actually have a concave on me, but I should have set up a little bit farther behind. But now he's in a very difficult spot. How does he ever get out? Well, that's one way. I misrally tanks. That's how you get out.
Yeah, but he's having like 5 tanks against 5, but you are in much better position. So I think he should use USTVs right now,
I'm looking
right?
for my Wraith. I don't know where it went, but I should have kept it alive, and then that would have allowed me to have vision, because right now he's got a lot of vision with his eBay, but he's going in with a lot of SCVs. This is exactly what you need to do when you get contained, because if the tank count gets up to 10 or so, you're never getting out.
Yeah, so that was pretty good decision from Flamio. Overall, I think he's really playing relatively well. So far, he just got tweaked with this vulture drop. And you are already mining from third base, so this allows you to make the economical advantage, and this is huge, especially in mirror matchup where every minerals matters.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the supplies. I'm already up 30 supply, but actually when he busted out, I was really worried, because he's got a lot of tanks left over, and my tank count is, well, it's similar, but it's not in a great position like he's trying to get into right now.
Yeah, but the value out of these 2 tanks is incredible. Here we have tanks over here.
Yeah, I got massive value out of those tanks, and now he's in a weird position now where I'm pulling and he's just so far behind. I already have a third base. It's not the spot you want to be in as a Terran.
Yeah, and 5 factories, free machine shops, so I think it's normal in TVT, right? Because you can support free machine shops from 2 bases.
Yeah, and I even have the third gas. Yeah, he just leaves. He knows he's so far behind that it's going to be so difficult to come back. And I have a third base.
So, 1-0 for Mr. Nyoken.
Yeah, but obviously I got very lucky with that Vulture Scout. And I got very lucky to put that barracks down. It could have... imagine if those Vultures get in. I had already transferred SCVs. I would have lost a lot of them there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he had mines or not, but he could have done a lot of damage for sure. It was just a lucky scout for me.
Yeah, that was something, but this was very good reaction to make barracks in this position, and this he didn't achieve with. He spent so much money on these vultures, but he didn't achieve nothing with it. He did achieve nothing.
Yeah, and when you're Terran, if you don't get something done when you do something like that, you're just so far behind. Like that's one of the reasons I don't really like dropship play a lot from Terran. Sure, we've seen some great dropship play today, but if Protoss just plays defensively like DeWalt does, your drop gets shut down really hard, and then Protoss explodes. So yeah, once you're behind as Terran, it's hard to come back. But at the same time, it's also it's hard to kill the Terran because they have such powerful units in the Vulture, the Mine, and the tank.
Yeah, sometimes we can see that if Terran have like 130 limit and other Terran have 200 limit, he can't kill him because he's so well contained that it would be disaster to attack into well sieged up tank line.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, are we ready for game number 2?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The map will be Neo Medusa, and we are already starting this. This is the last match, Nyoken versus Flamio, and Nyoken is leading 1-0. So if Nyoken will win, the North America will have 6-4 victory against South America. If Flamio will win, we will have the third match, and overall, if Flamio will win the whole match, we will have 5-5 score and we will have a tie.
Yeah, so very close series. We'll have to see if it goes 6-4 or 5-5. And Fly Mio, just like we've seen in a few of the replays, he wanted Fighting Spirit, but I told him it's not in the map pool, and I was like, yeah, we can't play Fighting Spirit. So I went through the list. He picked Medusa. As soon as he picked this, I talked about how I figured he was kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
I felt like he might go 2-fact or something and siege up that temple. And then I talked about earlier where it's difficult to defend as a Terran because you got to be in one place to defend the temple, and you got to be in another if they swoop around. So I was expecting him to either do that or a Goliath drop on here, just because I felt like this guy was definitely an aggressive player.
So to prevent this temple from being killed, you just need to have like to contain him, right?
Yeah. To defend the temple, of course, you just have to have tanks there. But the thing is he's in a better position where, let's say we have 3 tanks, both of us, and he kills the temple. Well, I have to leave all my tanks there to defend his tanks.
Yeah.
And then if he unsieges and moves to my natural, I have to go all the way back into my main to get back to the natural to defend there. So it's easier for him to get into a great position after killing the temples than it is for me to get back into position to defend it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty like how can you say, like smart way how your thoughts are going, way of thinking and understanding of a game. So in the last, like yesterday, you was able to predict so many builds. So I expect that here it might happen again.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's what I was expecting. So I actually go for 12 gas here. I get unlucky and scout bottom left. Don't know what he's doing. This game, he does go for a 12 gas also, but unlike the last game, there's no ramp here, so he can't build 1 Marine and just leave it there to deny my scout. Oh, like we talked about earlier in the tie 2 game, my SCV also glitched out, and I was not happy about this because I really thought this guy was aggressive, and I was like, I need to scout this guy ASAP. I do not want to lose because my SCV glitched on a tempo, and I don't know what this guy is doing. And you can see I actually have a depot behind my mineral line. I was going to start spreading them all over the place so I could find out exactly where if he goes for a drop, I'll see it coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. This is the thing, like what Protoss are doing with the pylons in PvT, and you can also do it with supply depots, and it's worked the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And mining gas with only 1 SCV is because you want to make this expansion the same build as Flash did, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this game, I end up doing the same build because I feel like it's just going to be so important to know what this person is doing. And 1 fact, 1 starport is a pretty safe build, very versatile. After you know what the Terran's doing, you can react accordingly. And I want to point out here, my SCV died to these 3 Marines. And last game, remember, this guy made 1 Marine, okay? He went 1 Marine. As soon as I saw 3, normally you would build a command center.
But now
But
insta
I
bunker.
saw 3, and I'm like, bunker. This guy's 100% attacking me with 3 or 4 Marines and a Vulture. So I build the bunker before the command center because I know it's coming.
Yeah, definitely. This is not normal to have 3 Marines at that stage. Overall, to have 3 Marines in TVT, it's not very normal. And he would win probably with 4 Marines and 1 Vulture against your Vulture and 2 Marines. So this was really good to read.
Yeah, and now that on top of it, I saw it, and on top of it, he's not attacking my barracks the whole time. I know that my barracks can get into his base. Now all I'm really worried about is it 2-port Wraith? Because if it's 2-port Wraith, I only have 1 starport. I'm pretty confident that it's not tanks anymore because we already saw the Vulture. Pretty confident it's not Goliath because he wouldn't really be doing this attack if he was going Goliath. So now really all I'm worried about is 2-port Wraith, but of course I'm not sure exactly what this guy is doing.
So against 2-port Wraith, you are just adding the armory and making Goliaths from 1 factory, right?
Yeah, so you can make the armory, you can make the eBay. I went 2 starports this time because I'm in here and I see something is building, but I don't see cloak. And I'm just so confused at what's going on that I thought it might be race. I thought it might be drops. And I felt like, okay, well, if maybe race would be better because then I can pick off the dropship. That's what I end up doing. I think I was building an eBay right there and I cancel it to get the 2nd starport.
And you already have expansion. This is excellent bit. He have his expansion, halfway done. This is definitely better than in a previous game for him, but still, this is huge advantage by this opening.
Yeah, the opening is pretty nice. I like it a lot. And by a lot, I mean I do it every game because I really am not a fan of like mass vulture games, which is what you actually play against a lot when you play Terran vs. Terran. I'm really okay with going the long game tank Wraith where it's all about positioning instead of about who has the most vultures and most mines. So when you play this style, it forces the other Terran to actually play like that also. They can't just lay 100 mines because whenever you push out, eventually your tank count's going to be so huge.
But yeah, Academy right now, and you are not showing the rights because you want to cut his own right when he will fly your base, right?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's 2-port Wraith. I don't want to suicide into 2-port Wraith. And I have a depot going down here. Again, I'm trying to find where's that Wraith. And I actually saw the Wraith here, and I was coming in to pick it off. I think I move my Wraith any moment now, but I have 2 of them, so I know I'm going to be able to kill it for sure. I'm looking for it. Can't find it, and I'm confused. I actually thought he turned around, and I thought we were actually just playing a macro game.
Oh.
But then I actually catch this right here, and I'm like, oh, you dirty Terran.
And this is excellent catch, and also the dropship should die, right? No, the 4 Marines are here.
Yeah, I can't fight 4 Marines with 2 Wraiths yet, but I have double starport going. I'm going to get my Wraith count up. And now, how does he reinforce this? I know for 100% he doesn't have an armory. He can't build a Goliath. It will never get up here. I can literally just kill this army with pure Wraith if I want. But one of the difficulties in Terran vs. Terran is you see his tank. It's in a vertical line, mine's horizontally, and I can get both of my shots off and just kill this tank immediately.
This is also you have bigger vision than him.
Yeah, and I have vision.
Oh, and the raids can help when an upgraded tank will shot the other tank twice. You can just finish him with 2 shots of the raid, right? So this is also pretty good value out of raids.
Yeah, now of course I have 2-port Wraith. I'm pretty sure he knows I have 2-port Wraith. Now it's just a matter of, does he have an armory? Does he have an account? Does he have an eBay? Because if he has any of that, I'm not going to be able to deal damage with these Wraiths, but he's not going to be able to attack me, which means I'm going to be able to get into a great position with my tanks. You see my tanks moving out right now. And I just get into a spot where I'm going to kill the temples, and now he's got to decide, okay, is he going to push the natural, or is he going to run behind my base? Because if he guesses wrong, I'm going to get there faster than he is.
Yeah, definitely. That's really smart. Oh, he's also trying to secure the temple, but you can kill it anyway. And this raid value is incredible because these STVs are not mining at all. Oh, and also these 2 tanks might die. The limit is very close. This is still, like, I would say anyone's game, but but you have better unit composition, so he's still like on the defense all the time.
Yeah, I got supply block forever at 52 is a big miss from me. But one thing is that my barracks died. So actually if he was to survive here, my factory count's gonna be very low. But now look, I scanned, he has all of his tanks at the natural. So now I know I just go behind his mineral line and he's either gonna have to move his tanks back or he's gonna give up his natural. And I scan again, and now I see him move forward. So now I know it's just a base trade, and literally all I have to do is just, use my race, get up tanks at my main, and also keep in mind I have Cloak Wraith, and I know that he has no comm stats.
Yeah,
so
he has no
how's he ever
scan,
gonna
so
kill?
how can he heal the rights? It's impossible when he will be out of energy, maybe. Oh, no GG even. Mad player. So GG, 2-0 Mr. Nyoken, and overall score 6-4 for North America. So huge congratulations again, 6-4 win against other continent. Congratulations, Mr. Nyoken.
Yeah, thank you. NA did a good job. I want to point out that almost every player that won in the last NA battle, they lost this time. I think Jaeyun lost, Dragon lost. I can't even remember, but I lost last time and I won this time. I think the only player that actually won both games was Sugo. So Sugo representing NA very well.
And did Taitu lost also in last EU versus?
Did he lose? I think he lost to DeWalt, didn't he? And
Oh
Aegyo
yeah,
also, no, yeah, Aegyo won last time versus Kare, that big run by that he had on Gladiator, and
yeah,
Taitu I think lost to DeWalt, and now he beat Ultra, and Aegyo lost to Babo. So literally everybody that won last time lost this time,
yeah.
and
So
vice versa.
this is some kind of course. So we can make another match. Maybe we can make a rematch North America versus Europe. I think Europe would be would be happy to have a chance for that kind of rematch.
Yeah, that would be very difficult. I think NA had luck on their side last time. Could definitely go the other way for EU if we were to play again.